Okay, next question is, how do we decide pay scales for employees? Yeah, so every company is a little bit different. Every company's different. And it depends where you live as well. Cost of living is very, very important. So in Silicon Valley and on Wall Street, starting salaries a lot of the times can be $100,000. And yeah, that's a hell of a lot of money. However, the cost of living is very, very high. So a lot of it has to do with where you live. And I'll give you an example. When I worked at Accenture, in Ottawa when I was a kid in my early 20s, I remember I made $19,000 US a year. And it was fine. It was a lot of money. It was great. I paid for rent in my little house there in a cool little area in Ottawa. But I remember my peers at Accenture that worked in the United States were making close to $40,000 because the cost of living in Ottawa is a lot lower than other areas. And yes, I do think we were underpaid. And one thing that bothers me about big U.S. companies when it comes to Canada, they'll take risks in their company personnel-wise and use Canada kind of as a lab rat, so to speak. And what that means is if they're trying out new HR policies and pay scales, they'll use Canada as a smaller market test to see if it works. And then they'll roll it out across the United States if it works. But when it comes to Silicon Valley, a lot of engineers have to start at it's got to be 100 at least. And what you can do in general, and the CEOs of companies I've been on the boards of before usually make between 150 and 180. And then, of course, there's stock options as well here in the Bay Area because it's expensive to live here. But what you can do actually is you can go to this great website called Glassdoor, and you can find out how much money you can make. Right? So for certain jobs in the world. And so if you want, you can log in here and check it out. So right here, this is just a random job here for close to 100K for associate delivery manager in San Ramon, which isn't that far away from here. You can explore salaries on average. Like here's data scientist, which is the buzzword du jour, kind of like big data used to be, because data wasn't big until the word big data was created. Just kidding, sort of. But data scientists here, they make over 100 grand. So you can go to this website and find out for individual companies as well what they pay. Yeah.